After the release of Alive, Kiss were suddenly one of the biggest acts in the United States. They had struggled to gain traction on their first 3 records, but Alive finally gave them commercial success. They wanted to prove that they weren't just a flash in the pan, and went back to the studio to craft what they felt would be their masterpiece. To do this, they enlisted longtime Alice Cooper collaborator, producer Bob Ezrin. Ezrin was no slouch, and worked the group to the bone on every single track. For Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, this was difficult, but welcome. They admitted that they weren't very strong musicians or songwriters, and that Ezrin helped them grow creatively and musically. Ezrin got the most resistance from Peter Criss and Ace Frehley, with Ace's frequent absences resulting in him being replaced on several tracks. Peter wanted to contribute a song to the new record, and after singing some of his ideas to Gene and Paul, was encouraged to share it with Ezrin, who felt that they could do something with it. Although, Paul and Gene would later say that they originally did not want it to be part of the record. The song at the time was called Beck, and had been written primarily by Peter's former bandmate Stan Pendridge from the band Chelsea. Stan had written the song about a former bandmate's wife, who called the studio very frequently. The lyrics were almost word for word what was said on their end of the telephone. A demo of this would be recorded, but never came to be released. Ezrin began working on the track, developing it into the group's first ballad. At some point, the name was changed to Beth, and there are 2 explanations that have been given for its namesake. The first being Gene suggesting it to avoid confusion with guitarist Jeff Beck, and the second from Peter's then-wife, Lydia. Lydia also claims that the line, "Our house just ain't a home," was given by her as well. When it came time to record the backing for this track, Ezrin brought in the New York Philharmonic. For the guitar at the end, Dick Wagner was brought in, as Ace was apparently too busy playing cards. According to Paul, Peter's finished vocals were pieced together from multiple takes. Despite being unlike any song the group had recorded before and multiple objections to leave it off the album, it stayed. Destroyer was released in March of 1976, and despite a strong start, was starting to drop off the charts. The first 2 singles, Flaming Youth and Shout It Out Loud, failed to generate any buzz. At some point, it was decided to release Detroit Rock City as a single, with the B-side being Beth. This was a hesitant decision by Casablanca Records president Neil Bogart, whose ex-wife's name was also Beth. After the release, radio stations began playing Beth more than Detroit Rock City. Canadian DJ Rosalind Tremblay played it frequently at the encouragement of her daughter. She had the single and loved listening to Beth over the A-side. When the song became a success, the band gave her a gold record of her own, as they felt she helped start the popularity of the song. So many people began playing Beth that the single was re-released with it as the A-side. It helped Destroyer climb back up the charts and reach platinum status. Beth would later attain gold status and receive a People's Choice Award. Beyond that, it introduced the band to a whole new audience, and finally gave them some songwriting and composition credibility among the critics. The track became a concert staple, usually serving as the second-to-last song of the set. It would only be performed with the symphony live once for the Alive 4 album. When Peter left the group, the duties were handled by Eric Carr, who would record a version for smashes, thrashes, and hits. Eric Singer would then start performing the song, miming playing a piano during live performances. To date, it's the group's most commercially successful track. My favorite version is the one they recorded for Unplugged, and I'll leave a link to it below. Beth is a fantastic song, and even as a kid, I thought it was great. I was surprised years later when talking about the song with my dad that even he really liked it. The song has a great appeal to almost everyone as a romantic, sweet, and timeless piece. The content on this channel is made possible from viewers like you. Help the channel grow by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.